Hello YouTube, what is up? This is ACNL Insight, and today I'm just going to be going over Isabelle's tips real quick with you guys. So, if we go through a game, it lets us know Amiibo Camera has been added to the features, and also the Spot Pass is being used by New Leaf. This just means that Nintendo will send you notifications or presents through the mail. There's also a system through the post office you can request presents, and then also through Harvey at the drive-in camp, the Do You Have Wi-Fi? When there are special people coming in through events and things like that, just turn your Spot Pass on if you want to participate in any of those things, and if not, and you want to just keep it a closed box, then you can just say no to that. Let me just see if I can sit down here. To become the official mayor, you have to get 100% town rating. Let me see. This is the normal stuff she'll say if you talk to her or sit in the chair. She wants you to know that she can provide advice for you, and that you need a permit to do things as the mayor. This small talk initiative, it asks that you go and talk with 5 residents, and then that's also the first advice that Isabelle will give you when you talk to her. So first, you just talk to all of the villagers. Best way to do this is to go and look at your map, see where the houses are, and just start walking towards the houses, because some of them will be inside, and then you'll have, 1 or 2 walking outside. But if you use the houses as a point of reference, then that will be much easier. So it looks like I'm looking for Benjamin, Yuka, Pinky, Midge, and Moose. And I'm going to walk down towards that house that's alone on the bottom, and then I'm going to be walking up from there towards the other houses, just to get that one out of the way first. Okay, so it looks like they're not home. There would be smoke coming out, and there would be like light coming in through this window. So I'm just going to head over to the other houses, and hopefully that villager was in a house with someone else or something like that. So here's one house that we see people are in. So it looks like they're together, Midge and Benjamin. And you just have to introduce yourself. So talk to them once. If you talk to them again, they'll usually either give you advice or ask for something. And I'm kind of going through a theory that I will be, I guess, going through tomorrow, whether or not it's true when I make my other video. Basically, I'm going to try to do the least amount of things today, because in my other game, I've already gone and done everything, just to check whether or not it's better to wait to do the things that will get your approval rating up, or if it's better, if it doesn't matter, if you just do everything from the start. But as far as I can tell, it looks like it would be better to wait. As far as what I've seen, when I left my other game, I had a 15% approval rating. Okay, so here's the last villager, and then I'll go back to Isabelle. Also, I looked at this before, but I wasn't explaining what this is. This is an initiative, and I explained this in a previous video, but it looks like when you first start the game, it asks you to talk to 5 villagers in your town, and then it'll ask you to receive the reward at the cat machine. So this will actually give you 2 coupons when you speak, or click the cat machine the first time, and then right after you can click it again and it'll give you 2 more coupons. So I received 2 coupons, and then it's going to start beeping again. And then after you receive the coupons, it will give you new daily and weekly initiatives. So, these are the ones available to me, and these are things that I would suggest you do every day just because it's a nice goal to have something you want to do, and then also it gets you meow coupons, which can give you cool items. Okay, so now I'm back with Isabelle. I spoke to my 5 villagers. I got my meow coupons and my new initiatives. And now it's asking me to write a letter. Now, letters actually do improve your approval rating, so I would hold off on the letters. You don't actually have to write the letters. She explains how you would write the letters, and I can show you guys that in tomorrow's video. So we're asking her for more advice after she told us about the letters. If you don't send the letters, you can ask more advice about letters. She'll remind you how to send them and things like that. We're just going to ask for new advice. So she'll tell you to go to the beach and pick up a seashell. I would say what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up all the seashells that I can hold because I want to sell them in order to get the items that we need. Oh, I fell in a pitfall. Unfortunate. To get out of pitfalls, you can like move your D-pad, or sorry, your joypad and your press your buttons, and it will push you out faster. So I am going to go pick up all the seashells because there's going to be things that we need to buy. And this is Gulliver. If you keep talking to him, which I guess I can do, it's kind of, I mean, I don't really like to take detours and stuff, but he's sitting right here. If you keep talking to him, he'll wake up, and then he will ask you basically where he was headed by giving you clues. So, where was I sailing to? Please help me. Sure, I'll help you out. If you answer correctly, he'll give you an item that's kind of like rarer because it's a Gulliver specific item. And if you get the question wrong, he'll send you just a random item from the game. So, ever seen a merlion? Head of a lion, body of a fish, actually a mysterious creature. He told a joke about himself. Okay, durian is also the national fruit. It says the Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, and Brazil. For some reason, like usually I look these up because there's a website. I use Thonky, Thonky, a lot for this kind of stuff because it has all of the answers. But for now, I'm just gonna guess because I don't want to take the time out. So yes, it looks like it was Singapore. I was thinking it wasn't, but then I was like, I'm probably wrong on Indonesia. I don't know why I thought that. But I got it right. So tomorrow in the mail, I'll receive a item related to Indonesia. I don't remember if it is a merlion. I know you can get a merlion in this game. So it may be that Merlion item, but they're definitely unique items and can only be received by answering Gulliver's questions correctly. If you cared about your town, like how it looks, you see all these dirt patches here. If you run enough, you will make more dirt patches. So if you don't like dirt, which a lot of people do not, then I would try to stay away. Selling items to retail is something that will get your approval rating up. However, it's kind of something you have to do in order to get the items. From Timmy and Tommy's shop, you see one of them here. So Timmy's here selling something. And they're kind of like explaining the process. You can either sell directly to Reese or sell in the flea market. If you need the money right away, then you would want to sell to Reese. And watching him walk away is like the slowest walk ever, which is funny because when you ask their father, you know, to build your tent, it's pretty sad how badly, like, how slow he is, I guess. So I guess it just runs in the family. So I want to sell, now I'm gonna sell 15 shells. I have 16. And then, let me just make sure, yep. So what I did, if you saw me on the beach pick up the shell and then it said, you know, I didn't have enough room and I dropped it. After that, I took one of the shells and I put it into an envelope. So if you click this present, instead of being a present that I received, like this is the actual present I received from my mother from this game. She gave me a lovely chair, and then Nintendo gives you the instruction manual. If you need more storage space, you can actually, you know, just use this envelope as storage. So if I wanted to create more storage, then I would just click write a letter. I could write it to whoever. I'll just put it as a future me. I don't have to write anything. I create a new letter and then kind of just drag and drop to put whatever items I don't need in my inventory there. So that's a little tip if you have trouble with having too much items on hand and you don't want to, you know, run all the way back to your house or to retail to sell stuff. So I am going back to Isabelle to give her a seashell. Have you been to the beach? Yes, I have been to the beach. Give her a seashell, and then she will give you some fruit from a different town. So what you want to do with this fruit is you'll want to plant it. So the town here is oranges. If you sell oranges in retail, it's going to pretty much be not worth as much because it grows here. But if you grow like other fruits like these pears, then it will definitely be worth more for you when you're selling it in your own town. Now you could always go and find other towns to sell it in. It's really easy to do in the Animal Crossing subreddits, but if you are not able to play with other people or just want to do it on your own, then you can definitely figure that out by planting the fruit that Isabelle gives you. Going to the island, you can find fruit to set up like a little forest of different fruits, and then also if you find the one perfect fruit in your town, it's best to plant that as well, because then you can get more and more perfect fruit, and it will just be a lot easier to make money that way. That's a way that's very consistent, and it does take some time though to, you know, grow the plants and then pick the fruit off the trees and then wait for them to grow again. So I got a shovel, and Isabelle told me to plant a tree. Something that I would suggest would be to go over to your town event plaza and plant all the trees of different fruits here, so you don't have to go out and find, you know, the different fruits that you have in random places. So like, if you have apples and pears and peaches and cherries, and there's durians and lychees and lemons and stuff like that. I have in my main town just a tree of each, just surrounding the left and the right side. What I just picked up was a perfect orange. It looks like this. Looks a little bit different from the regular orange, which looks like this. Oh, well, I'll put one in front of me as well. So if you look at those, you can tell this orange is a little bigger and oranger, I guess. It's more pigmented, I would guess you would say. That's something that you'll want to plant. I will just plant one by my town hall. And when you're planting, try to make sure there's a space all around it. Just because sometimes, even if you put a space all around it, sometimes they don't grow well depending on, you know, if there's too many too close together. But at the very least, make sure there's a space all around it. I asked for more advice from her, and then she said, you can catch bugs and fish. Now here's something I want you to pay attention to. So in Tommy's shop, you notice I bought the shovel and the fishing rod. If you have the fishing rod in your little Timmy and Tommy shop, then you want to buy the opposite. So I have the fishing rod, so I'm going to tell her I'm interested in bug catching. So she's asking me to get 3 different kinds of bugs for her. And then, I'm gonna tell her, because she told me that if I can't find a net, that, she would sell one to me. So do that, so you can have all 3 of the items, the net, the, fishing rod, and the shovel, all in the first day. If you told her that you want to fish and you have the net, or I'm sorry, you have the fishing rod, or you can buy it from Timmy and Tommy's, then you won't be able to receive another one from her. So she told me to go catch bugs, so I'll do that real quick if I can find any. Okay, so there's the first one. So I have to find 2 other things that are not crickets. Also, you can like shake trees to get bugs to catch as well. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to shake the trees to get a beehive, or sometimes there's bugs in the trees as well. So I only have caught crickets so far because of the time of the day, I believe, and I don't have that many flowers. So if you saw that beehive that fell on the floor, hopefully I can catch this because I am not able to find a lot of other bugs. If you open your inventory and then you click to hold on the net, then it's a lot safer than if you just try to, you know, pull it out by pressing the left or right on the D-pad. So we'll see. Okay. So I did catch the bee, and these honeycombs actually sell for quite a bit, I believe. Oh man, okay, and I hear a mole cricket, but honestly, these things are the most annoying things to catch in my opinion. They're buried in the ground. Wherever you dig, it will send them shooting from the opposite direction. So like if I were to dig downward, it would run downward. Oops. I don't believe they move through the ground, so at least if you've dug in a spot, it will be in, you'll know it's not there. But I guess this will be interesting for people who are interested in finding mole crickets or figuring out how to catch them. Let me just double check, yeah. So if I press right, then I'll pull out my net when I'm ready. It's kind of louder. Ooh, wow. Oh, there he is. Okay, so I caught a mole cricket. Ooh, I didn't even see him come out of the ground, but I heard him, so that's how you find a mole cricket. Super annoying. And then you have all these holes you have to get rid of. I'm actually gonna leave those there for now. I believe if you dig holes, the next day they'll disappear. So if I just leave those, they should be good. So, how's the bug catching coming? Check my encyclopedia. So she sees I got 3 bugs. And she gives me a watering can. So here's an example of the shovel. Here's an example of something you can dig up. It's a fossil and you can have it examined in the museum and then donate it. Another fossil. Each day you'll find 4 fossils. Sometimes, you know, you can only find 3, but there are 4 every single day. You can look behind like trees and houses. Sometimes they'll show up there. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good night or day whenever you watch this, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.